Once October,
AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
y suscribe. How many years you got to play to be a former Knick?
He played about 4 years, right? Iman Shumpert from the New York Knicks, former New York Knick, was on First Take yesterday, and he had some things to say about our Knickerbockers.
Paper. Like, I love the Cat Brunson. I love that on paper. Like, that's awesome. I don't love that at the end of the game in the playoffs. Like, it's not scary enough. There's got to be some player that can go off by himself in the playoffs. Me being a part of the playoffs for years, I just know a pick and roll calls for adjustments, tags, rotations. The hardest thing to beat is knowing exactly what's coming, and it's an ISO, and there's nothing you can do but watch. We all have to sit here and watch and hope he misses that ISO. And I'm not against Cat or Brunson. I like both of them as players. I don't think that at the end of a game, they could go back and forth like that. And if they are able to do that, I'm going to be excited to watch it. I like them on paper. At the end of a game, I would take my chances saying, yes, I will guard Brunson and we will rotate on Cat.
So that was Iman Shumpert, the former Knick, with disappointing take, in my opinion, already. AllBall, you already was sucking your teeth, and your man Shump thinks he's slick talking about, I love Jalen Brunson, but, I'm going to root for them if we do well. No, Shump, you're off the Knicks bandwagon. Go back to Chicago. AllBall, what's your response?
So, makes a good point. And it hurts my heart to agree with him. We seen Brunson down the stretch. Listen, now, can he go back and forth with you? Hell yeah. Can he go with the best of them? Hell yeah. But, down one, tie ball game, 10 seconds left, ISO. The only thing that, I can say to Shump is there's not many like that. You have Durant, you have, Dame Lillard, you have certain guys, but I understand where Shump is coming from. There's a lot of games on the stretch, Fabian, where we've yelled and went crazy on Jalen Brunson because let's be for real, he hasn't had that game winner yet. He hasn't had that, like you said, ISO. And I know what Shump is talking about. Only person I can think about, rest in peace, Kobe Bean Bryant, where like Shump said, you just got to pray and hope they miss. But there's nothing you can do. So it hurts my heart to disagree with Shump, but I have to be an honest basketball fan first. I'm definitely a biased Knicks fan, but I have to be an honest basketball fan. Shump is somewhat correct. But this season, Cat, Brunson, they have an opportunity to prove us wrong. But I understand what he's saying. I get what he's saying because he's a defensive guy. And it's like, okay, yeah, all right, Brunson can give me 40 throughout the whole game. He can cook me. But now if we up one, it's a tie ball game, I ain't afraid when he got the ball in his hands with that ISO. So I get what he's saying. Like I said, but I think this season, we're going to have to prove him wrong with that.
Go ahead, Flea.
I probably share the same sentiments as OG. I think he's got a valid point. I think Brunson is building his resume right now, and guys haven't bought in fully yet. I think I said this to y'all last week or 2 weeks ago. For me, this season is very, very important for how I look at Jalen Brunson. I look at Jalen Brunson as our best player. I look at Jalen Brunson as somebody I could trust. But I've seen guys, have great back-to-back seasons. Do it a third time. Let me see you solidify yourself as one of the best players in the league, a perennial all-star and not a fringe all-star, right? Solidify yourself as one of those guys. And I think if he does that this year, I don't think that, there's no more question marks for me. Y'all are all in, and I respect it. Y'all should be. Other fans are all in. I respect it. But
the flea test.
Yeah, but for a guy like Shump, who, like you said, OG, is a defender. When he's looking at Brunson, he's looking at a guy like, I could go get a stop on him. I can go get a stop on him. All we need is one. Like you said, Go for 40 for 4 quarters.
Right.
But that last minute or two, I need you to get 3 stops for me, Shump. Can you do that? He can do that, right? I'm not specifically Shump, but you want to ask somebody to go get a stop. That's what it's about. So there's just question marks that needs to be answered. I just don't think that Cat hasn't proven that to anybody yet. Cat had a monster series against Denver, really was the catalyst on why they were able to beat the defending champions, and then turns around and we can't find them in that Dallas series when it's time to like take it up another notch. When they have somebody on the opposing team that cannot guard you. We was talking about Lively and Gafford. They can't do shit with Cat when Cat is rolling. They can't do nothing with him. So I feel like Shump has a point, but I feel more so that Brunson is going to prove a lot of people wrong. So,
and for Fabian, real quick before you go, and I'm done. I think I don't remember I don't know if it was you, Flea, who said a while ago we was on live, and it's like, or somebody else where it was like, how can someone game get better? It's like they reach their ceiling. I think that's the box that Brunson has to open. That's what separates guys like Isaiah Thomas, Allen Iverson, Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, where you could just move out the way and all you can do is hope we miss. So, I think that's what will make Brunson, because some people still don't have him as a superstar. That's what he's missing. And I understand what Shumpert is saying. I'm sorry, Fabian. I just want to say that.
I wanted to mention Kyrie in that because I think even he's more dangerous than
Kyrie
than
also,
yes. He's more dangerous than the Allen Iverson because he's creating space and hitting a shot from anywhere, it feels like, right? With Brunson, it's not quite that. And we did mention that. We did mention how he struggled with the double teams. He improved. How he can't even really kick out of a double team if we throw it at him early enough. We are going to miss. This is part of the reason why we are going to miss Dante DiVincenzo, right? We could talk about that ad nauseum. And also the Ihart and Randalls of the world, they pressure on a missed shot. That's what made that game 2 so crazy. The offensive rebounds. Can Cat, who's on the offensive rebound with Cat out there with a 5-and-out lineup, right? These all, to your point, agreeing with Shump, it makes a lot of sense. But Shump, calm down. Brunson ain't have this last year. He didn't have this much space, and it ain't like Brunson got to take the shot. Why did Brunson got to take the shot? If you're 5-and-out, this is all everybody's copying what Golden State did 10 years ago. Everybody could put the ball on the floor and they can shoot, get to the basket, and they could pass. Before Kevin Durant got there, Sean Livingston was out there. Andre Iguodala was out there. Even Draymond Green back then was still aggressive, and he shot better before he injured his shoulder. That's what you're copying. So with Cat out there, he's not just standing at the top of the key 3-point line. He might take 2 or 3 steps back. And I dare you to fall back on him and try to crowd the paint on Jalen Brunson. All right, it's over with. Brunson got to get the ball. He could kick it out to Bridges. You're looking for the guy with the best matchup at that point. That's what the whole players run for, right, Flea? From the sideline, who got the best matchup? Kick it to him. Oh, no, he got a mismatch over there.
Yeah, you hunt the pick and roll so you could get a switch and hunt matchups. Yeah,
that's the whole game. And I don't know if we necessarily had that because that's the one thing against Julius Randle. I hated his crunch time play. That's the thing I won't miss at all. Unproven. Bridges been to the championship before. Bridges has been a number 1. I didn't like him as a number 1 over there with the Nets, but on Phoenix as a number 2, as a number 3 point of attack guy. Let's see what he does. You still got 5 guys on the court. OG's probably gonna be caught in the corner, but now you open the floor up. I think they're way more dangerous if there's 5 seconds left on the clock and Cat's at the top of the key, and you cannot crowd the paint. They're gonna find an open man at that point. That's you got OG in the corner, Cat from damn near everywhere. I gotta look up his stats, his shot chart, but Cat shoots from way too many places to be talking about him like that. And Brunson's a post-up player, even with his struggles.
But I get what Shump is coming from. It's like, when you're a defender, if a guy don't put fear in your heart, that gives them confidence. So I get what he's saying as far as like, just imagine now Brunson has that in his arsenal where, it's where you're on the island and you scared to death, where you just praying that player miss.
Let's be realistic. Let's say that never happens. You telling me that leaving Cat open is not dangerous?
100% it's dangerous.
We have a weapon at the 3-point line. We don't have a sharp, even Vincenzo in a weapon like this.
So all right, so let me ask y'all a question. So you telling me, let's just say, game 7 playoffs, no matter where it's at, We down 1. You putting the ball in Cat's hands and saying, take us home?
I'm
Are you
not saying
comfortable
that.
with that? No.
I'm
I'm
not
asking.
yeah.
I don't know what big man is going to have an opportunity to do that, but maybe Akeem Olajuwon, or maybe you get the ball to Duncan on the block. I'm being honest. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying Cat can't do it, but I get what Shump is saying as far as being a defender. Like, yo, bruh, we haven't seen Brunson do that yet. Where it's like, yo, ISO, game winner, we out of here. We
haven't
ain't
seen
seen that yet.
We haven't seen Brunson with a legit five and out lineup at the end of a game either. That's new to me. And we got to stop thinking about Cat as just as a big man now in that position, because we don't expect Akeem Olajuwon. We expect, baby, somewhat of a Dirk. You ain't leaving Dirk wide open, right? That ain't never gonna happen. And I'm not saying you put the ball on the floor like Dirk and get it going like Dirk, but you got a sharpshooter that opens up the floor. We never had that. And then Bridges, I think Bridges is not talked about enough in this.
I mean, we haven't spoke about Mikal Bridges at all tonight, at all. With this, like, we breezed over that trade like it ain't nothing, when it's going to be a big deal, come midseason, come playoff time. What he brings is going to be a big deal. But that's not even what I was about to say. Look, I know we about to wrap up, but my concern the other day from the jump, how do we rebound? How do we defend the paint? How do we, be a team that, you got to circle the Knicks when you play? How do we become that team again? Because that's who we were. And when you get Cat, we could talk offense all day long. We could talk that till we blue in the face. But we made our hat. We held our hat on rebounding, defending, and being tough. However you want to define tough. That's what the Knicks was last year. How do we make up for that with this team? That's the question that needs to remain answered for me.
Flea, I'm just real quick. We didn't have Randall last season. So DiVincenzo, no disrespect, we still tough. We still going to rebound. We still have Mitchell Robinson, who's the best probably offensive rebounder in the game. And when you have him, OG, Mikal Bridges, and Josh Hart, as far as energy, toughness, and defense, I think we fine. I don't think we're as bad as it's made out to be. Like I said, Randall didn't play damn near all season. For a lot of games and in the playoffs. So we still was tough and we still rebounded. So I'm not going to make it seem like because we lost DiVincenzo that the toughness is gone. I think, what to make up for that, for Cat not being as tough as people making it out to be, or a great rebounder, because let's not forget, our Hart wasn't a great rebounder. Even though he got some key rebounds sometimes, he didn't average double-digit rebounds.
That's a fact.
But
in the playoffs,
we've
key games.
But we've seen Cat with Tibbs be a 25 and 12 guy.
Right.
We saw that.
His best seasons.
We saw that. So
I think he's going to get back to that.
We need that, OG.
Yeah.
We need that.
But Fleet, once again, I really believe this. The Minnesota with Tibbs and Cat, I don't think there was no expectations. They wasn't. I think now the expectation is different, and I think Cat understands what he's getting himself into. And Tom Thibodeau's a different coach, and I'm pretty sure they let Cat know we need double-digit rebounds. We need some toughness. We need some fight. So I really think they understand that, and I think we're going to get it done.
Couple more minutes, please. I definitely want you to see this. Oh, boy, I want you to see this. Last season, around February, a lot of gamblers came out. I think it was Tom Harbaugh, the one who reported it, how there was a decrease in foul calls, and Brunson was affected. A lot of these point guards were affected. Lucas dropped like 2 free throws per game last season after the All-Star break. So there was an emphasis on the free throw shooting and controlling the pace of the game. Rick Carlisle came out today or yesterday during the media day, and this was based on a meeting with head coach Rick Carlisle. Says to expect more physical NBA, on how that change could impact the Pacers as a team that applies unprecedented pressure and why they rarely get to the line despite frequently accessing the paint. It's going to be much more physical this year. Games are going to look a lot more like FIBA than the old freedom of movement NBA. So that's this Rick Carlisle discussing potential officiating changes on the wake-up call with KB and Andy. So I had a conspiracy theory of, that Wemby coming in the game, Joker, Giannis, all these big men, that the league's going to go back because they're tired of seeing these FIBA games are way more exciting than a lot of our games. And it mostly has to do with the fact that, just bring some of the old school rules back. You keep the talent out there, and Rick Carlisle saying, expect it. How do you think it's going to affect Brunson and our Knicks?
I mean, I see it when I believe it. You know, they say a whole lot of stuff. Once again, it's too much money, too much entertainment involved. If you think,
even last year with them enforcing it after the All-Star break.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it sounds good. Now, I understand in the playoffs, because everybody understands basketball. In the playoffs, things slow down. It gets a little more physical, and it's better basketball play. But, no disrespect. I don't care what Rick Carlisle be saying. He the op. Get out of here, man. Yeah, get out of here. I can't wait to see y'all again. But I see it when I believe it. You know what I mean? I think, tougher officiating affects everybody, not only our Knicks and Brunson. I think, would it affect us? I don't know. Brunson is tough, man. So, even if he doesn't get to the free throw line, he can post up, he can hit the mid-range, his layup package is crazy. So, I don't see it affecting him where it hurt him, but I see it when I believe it. They talk all that, and man, listen, it'll be right back to traveling, no foul. It'll be right back to that. So I see it when I believe it.
What you think, Flea?
I would like to see it prior to the All-Star break, right? I would like for it to set the tone for the entire season. When that first couple of games of the year where everybody is glued to TNT, ESPN, all of that, and we see some really physical, hard-fought games where we have 97 to 95, type games. I would love to see that at the beginning of the season. But that's not. And it's just my theory. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but the NBA makes a lot of their money early in the early part of the season where everybody is just like clamoring, can't wait for the NBA to come back. And they got all the regular casual fans locked in for the first month. And then
I would think real quick, I would think it's post NFL that they start really making bread.
Okay.
I would if I had to guess.
So what we saying? So All-Star break, right? Because or Valentine's Day, right? Because the Super Bowl is usually the first weekend in February, and then second week in February is like usually All-Star or the last weekend. However they do it now, I don't know. I would like to see it at the beginning of the year. I wouldn't like for them to start doing it, and that sets the tone for, oh shit, the playoffs is coming. No, let them get after it. Let them be physical, early on in games, and we will see what kind of basketball is really played. We'll see more complaining, from a Steph Curry, from a Dame Lillard, from the guys that get off without too many hands on them. Now you can put your hands. Okay, how good are you? Not Dame Lillard and Steph. I'm just saying, how good are you going to be?
Yeah, agree.
If we trade Mitch for Trey Murphy, I think if those rules are really in place, I'll really go crazy because that would be sick. Where we can really put pressure on the perimeter and everything like that. But like you said, AllBall, I believe it. I believe it. I won't believe it till I see it, man. Like, stop teasing me with the old school NBA. I want to see it though. I want to see these dudes get roughed up and just play tough, man. Just play real basketball that we've been wanting to see, that we've seen in FIBA. So it's out there. AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.